Yo, what's up, people? It's me again, Meat Puppet, bringing you another video, and it's just the whole dynamic, being a father, right? I think a lot of people don't actually understand how much it means to a man to be a father. To see a baby that is like a version of yourself, but without all the consequences in life, and it's in its purest form. And such a baby, usually you're supposed to love them when they're not giving you anything back. And when you start being selfless, supposedly in a world where we are treated very hard, we're not playing a recruit mode, it's veteran. It can be very harsh in society. So when you have suddenly a piece of meat in your hand, the emotional value that sometimes you don't see, especially when everybody says the mom is everything, you have nothing to give, you feel numb in how to give emotions. But what I find even worse, that sometimes a man does everything perfect, has a job, take care of the woman and everything, and all she has to do is be honest about the whole situation.
Now, a man who discovered after being diagnosed with the life-limiting illness cystic fibrosis that he couldn't be the father of his 3 sons because the condition causes lifelong infertility.
When he said to me, "You've got cystic fibrosis," I immediately thought, oh my God, my sister died of that at 29. And her death was very hard for me because with cystic fibrosis, you slowly suffocate on your own phlegm, and it took her 2 years to eventually. But then when the discussion then turned to fertility, and he said, look, yourself and Emma, you're going to have difficulty having children because you are, as a man with cystic fibrosis, infertile.
Imagine knowing that you might die because of something that your sister had, and then they're telling me you cannot have a baby with this other woman, and you're like, what? What are you on about? When a baby is born, they have to check immediately if the man is the father. Or at least give him an envelope that the result will arrive at a specific location, that he needs to confirm the baby, that he has a choice to read it or not. Because this lady is going to be comfortable in life and he is going to be messed up. And knowing that he's going to die on a deathbed after he wasted all his life taking care of another man's baby.
Well,
immediately, you knew the significance of what he just said to you?
Yes.
Yes.
Both of you?
There were medical experts in the room, and, it's impossible without IVF.
So then I said, well, you must have the diagnosis wrong because I've already got 3 boys. When I'd managed to compose myself, it was about an hour later, I sent her a text and I said, look, this text has been in the press, but it was actually repeated verbatim from what I sent to her, and it's still on my phone now.
I don't want to believe that the love that I'm showing right now, that I'm jealous, not jealous, but I'm so proud of my kids, and I wish other people could experience that in such a healthy way. And imagine if you kind of have it, but because he is divorced, but now it's gone. It's like poof. And now you're like, these kids, they feel like my kids, but now I know they're not my kids. There's a weird disconnect. This happens to adopted kids, that you don't tell them the truth, that once you tell them the truth, they catch these phrases like, yeah, everybody keeps telling me our hair is kind of different, it might not be possible, but you're my real mom, bada beam, bada boom. But in the end, they want to find the real person, right? They go on a journey because it's a chapter they need to close. This guy's, his chapter was done. He's freaking old already. He doesn't want to make any chapters anymore, but now he found out he read the wrong book.
I said to her, look, I've just been diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. I'm not expecting you to be sympathetic about that because she's a very hard person. And but the reason I'm telling you is that the boys are not likely to have been fathered by me. Now, obviously, there's something's gone on. And if you are honest about it with me, I don't intend to sue you. And you can decide how you want to tell the boys. If you want me to be there at the same time, that's fine.
The fact that he's trying to place a platform so she can give them the right information, I think that's so stupid. You don't even have that gangster choice. No, hell no. I'm not gonna think twice. If you wanna say something negative or positive, that's his choice. But the fact that he's trying to put a platform so she can be comfortable with the whole situation, I'm sorry. You already got the best of the best with a lie. The fact that he has to invest in so much time because he knows how delicate it is, but she did not consider how delicate it would be for the kids as long as she hid it. Maybe I'm raging a little on the inside and I would have not do it, but then again my common sense would click. I will be a normal person again. But at the specific moment, the way I'm going to tell them, 100%, I'm gonna tell them, you can support me if you want. Are you freaking kidding me? You want me to be empathetic knowing I cared for people that are not mine, but you want me to have the patience and the condition as if they were mine?
But if you lie to me, then I will take action, and I'll decide how I'm telling the boys. And the immediate response I got back was, I am sympathetic, but whatever science says, those boys will always be yours.
No. That's like people were trying to tell me they adopted a kid and the kid will see me as a parent, you know? You don't decide that for me. And the fact that she just said it, that shows how narcissistic she is about the situation, because she knew that he is empathetic enough that that phrase might work with him. Then that proves that she knew that she is in an advantage and she's trying to control the situation because it doesn't make any sense. There's another one I've seen on Reddit when they found out, the guy found out the truth, the girl committed suicide because her image was damaged. You should have just, I'm sorry, bada bing, bada boom, but don't come tell me like the kids are mine. If he's empathetic enough, he will do that automatically. You don't need to add your point of view. I find it so disgusting. If something like that would have happened to me, the way I loved my kids, oh my God. Why would you even put me in such a difficult position that you even made more babies? For a revenge plot in the future? Because you thought nobody's gonna find out? And now that people find out, you're like, oh my God, they're still your kids. That's your answer. I'm empathetic about the mistake I did, but I still need you in their lives because you're still the father. No, go call the other person. And it would not surprise me. There is a monetary reason why she chose this man and was like, whoops, no baby, but nice guy. So I'll just funky over there and come back. It happens a lot more than it's supposed to. But I hate these situations. If you can't have baby with a man, but he is rich, then just go adopt. Don't go cheat. It's like the whole system and the divorce thing. It's so disadvantage for men. And now this? Of course she wants to have her own baby. Of course we would have tried the IV thing that he suggested, because with his disease, if you do the IV thing, he could have a baby. There are always different options. You do that. But the fact that you're like, oh my God, I need my quick result, and you go cheat?
Those boys will always be yours.
Which was
It's slightly different than saying you are definitely the dad. When you were diagnosed, your sons were 21 and the twins were 17, I think.
Yes.
Also, that means he has to pay one more year and that's it. But then again, even if that's true, the fact that the kids believe he is the father, the court doesn't allow you to just jump out.
Did you ever suspect, have any inkling, ever think, oh, that's a bit odd, at the time of the pregnancy, through the birth, afterwards?
One or two occasions that after the boys were born, I thought that they didn't resemble me as much as, you know, you'd imagine that boys would.
They didn't look like you?
Well, they've got darker eyes than me. I'd have almost no body hair, and the boys have got very dark hairs on their legs and things like that. But around the time that she got pregnant, we'd been having unprotected sex for 7 years.
That's it. She was desperate. She was desperate. Unprotected sex for 7 years? I mean, that's a Gucci time. Skin on skin, but woo! Woohoo!
Nothing had happened. Now, she always said to me, I have a tilted womb. I don't know what that is, but it means that it's harder for a woman to get pregnant. So we'd always thought it was her, and we'd gone for fertility treatment, or to see the GP to start the fertility process. Now, it's likely to be 3 occasions of IVF that you're going to need. They're about £5,000 a time, so it's £15,000. But after that, there's a good chance you will have a baby. So when we went home, we both were working at Barclays at the time, and she said, look, yeah, we've got our careers. We're both, I mean, yuppies was like in the 80s, really like popular term for young people who were doing well in their careers. She said, we're both yuppies, let's just carry on with our careers and see how it goes. A few months later, she was pregnant.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. When somebody says something like that, after trying to try it, if you were trying for 7 years to have a baby, and the doctors come with that news, they seem to be well off, the money isn't the problem, and somebody like deflects, well, it's okay, we kind of Gucci and everything. No, don't believe that. Usually it's like a shit test to see how you're going to react, if you want to invest, but because the fact that she got pregnant within a few months, nah man. Never trust a woman in the beginning when she tried to do something and she gave up. It can be a mental issue for them because they feel, oh my God, I can't have a baby. Because many times people look bad at the woman. Oh, well, she's infertile. She isn't a real woman. And sometimes these crazy things can cause you to make stupid decisions when you're so stressful. And these things can happen. And I guess when she confirmed that she could have a baby and he didn't even notice it, she was like, hey, you know what? I can have the life I want, with the man I want, with the money I want, and nobody is gonna find out. And I think I can understand where she's coming from. But how this guy is feeling right now is so bad. No wonder a lot of men don't trust women because of this situation. Because this is a rich man. When this happens to average or poor people, the guy is freaking ruined.
Oh my God, that's weird, because, you often hear of people going for treatment and then suddenly naturally get pregnant. And she said, oh, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, of course, that's one of those things. He said it. A lot of people, it happens. You're not allowed to say it, but if you ask the same person, we need to test the baby, I can guarantee you, if they're a white person, that would be even whiter. If they're a black person, that will be dark white.
So I did feel a little bit like that's a surprise, because we go to start the IVF, then decide not to, and she gets pregnant.
Did you consider taking your own life?
Many times.
How did the knowledge then of discovering that your boys couldn't be yours affect the way you felt towards them, if at all?
They're still my boys, and I still think of them as my sons now, as I have been their dad.
Do you love them as much?
You can't not love somebody simply because, in fact, even if somebody committed some sort of offence against you, if the boys had done something wrong, I'd still love them.
The only way parents think differently about their kids is when their kids attack them. That's the only way something clicks, and you will put them in the normal general public. And this hasn't happened with this guy. This guy is too empathetic. It will take me a lot of time to forgive my wife and find a balance. I will take a lot of time, but for a very long time, sometimes I would not have the patience I have normally, because something is gonna knock every time on my door when I'm angry at my kids and they're gonna tell me they're not your kid.
Well, two of them, I understand, aren't in your life because they are cross that you sued your ex-wife, Kate. It's paternity fraud, you said. You've won this court case, this settlement of £250,000 from your wife. Why would you risk your relationship with your boys when you say you are their dad, you love them as much, by going ahead with that legal action?
You don't want him to do anything that he can find some sense of control in his life? What do you want him to do? Just accept it as it is and be like, oh my God, I'm a good daddy. I'm gonna still take it. You're still my boy. Of course he's gonna sue. He wants some type of sense of control. So he's gonna do whatever a man can do. If another man betrayed him, sue him. And for that amount of money, kids cost so much more. And the fact that a rich man is only asking for that for an accomplished woman, I know, man.
I always brought my boys up to be honest, stand up to bullies, never tell lies. All the time, I was divorced from her for 10 years, and all the time they were with me, all the weekends that they were around at my house, I used to say to them, look, do not keep any secrets from your mum. Be open and honest with her. Anything I do, anything I say, I don't mind your mum knowing about it, because I want an open, honest relationship with them. So I brought them up to be open, honest, stand up to what you think is right. somebody committed a 21-year fraud against
but not
me.
them. And now you've lost two of them. They're not in your life.
But the point is...
You saw that? That's bad. She's like, yeah, but they are going... He said, no. My life is based on moral and honesty. Who am I to let my kids see me as the moral and honest person? And then you want me to tell them I'm not the father? But then I don't go about the moral aesthetic of the whole situation. It's like I'm Batman 24/7 and somebody stole my clothes. And I want to sue them for my Batman clothes. And they're like, but you can just dress like Robin. Their kids will still see you as a superhero.
How do I allow somebody who's committed something like that against me, my ex-wife, to just go off scot-free? Because there are many times...
Because the risk is you lose two of them, and that's what's happened.
But they're grown...
No. He's not going to lose the kids. He's there for so many years already. The kids are freaking 17. He's going to lose. Do you really think, oh my God, 1 year, no connection. You're going to lose the kids? Kiss my freaking ass. If he can sue her wife, he knows that he's all capable and honest about the whole situation, that her kids will understand him better than mommy understand them. A father can do something very gangster sometimes, and the kids still understand it because they know where they're coming from. He's not delusional. He's not sugarcoating. Some fathers that do their job can do that. And it surprises certain people because some fathers are dedicated if you give them the opportunity.
They're grown men. They understand that I have to take action against it.
In families, when there's been tragedy or anything like this, history tends to repeat itself through generations. And Richard wants to ensure that those boys don't think this is normal behaviour.
That's a very good point. How many girls says, yeah, my father wasn't there. He wasn't there. Well, the case is going to be my mom is a very good mom, but she lied about my father. And I have this man that isn't really my father, but he is treating like mom. So he is showing me that I don't have to be blood related to be a honest, moral person. My father is giving me a very beautiful lesson. And you know what? He's giving me that lying while he's dying.
Completely denying that I wasn't the biological father. So up until the court case only a few weeks ago, she was still saying, even with DNA evidence, I'm sorry, the DNA evidence must be flawed.
And the court case
you're the biological
absolutely
father.
Settled that, yeah.
So if I am the biological father, those boys all have a risk of having cystic fibrosis. They all need to tell their insurance companies. They need to tell their potential partners. Their children might have cystic fibrosis. I wouldn't even be allowed to meet them because people with cystic fibrosis cannot meet other people with cystic fibrosis because they cross-infect.
What the heck? That's even more horrible. That's horrible. That if you have that, you can infect your own kids? Yes, certain women are quite... Wait, no, the sister that had it too. Damn.
Finally, she then, a few weeks ago, said, actually, I accept. You're not the biological father. The boys have got no chance of having cystic fibrosis from me. I can meet them now, and they're free of...
Oh, so only when he could not meet the kids, she was like, oh my God, I need the beautiful, my kids are hating me. You don't have fibrosis because I had a dick without fibrosis. Okay, thank you for that.
Do you know who the father is?
I've no idea.
This is so freaking messed up. I don't know. It's so messed up. Me, at first I got a little angry, have to admit, but then I kind of calmed down. And I realized it's still their kids. But it's so weird. And the fact that he's walking on a time bomb. He's gonna die soon. Imagine somebody tells you, hey, the next 10 years you're gonna die, but maybe the last few years you can even breathe like a normal person. So enjoy while it lasts. Like he said, like half his life is fake. It would not surprise me if he ended any sooner. But I also believe depending on the kids, on how they relate to him and the wife, that will speed it up or prolong it and make it a better experience. So let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and share. I find this kind of just disappointing. Guesses. Oh!
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Butta fire na mi blonde, kush hash, purple skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, turloqueta, verdetta, welcome.